New York Governor Andrew Cuomo reportedly taking legal action against New York Attorney General Letitia James. For more on that story, what's involved, senior White House correspondent John Gizzi joining us live there from D.C. He has the latest. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Simply put, the former governor who resigned from office in August is now poised to bring charges to a special committee of the state Supreme Court charging that Attorney General Tish James had political motivations in bringing the charges of sexual harassment against the then governor. His suit is expected to note that she promptly announced for governor when he resigned, although she later abandoned the race and opted for a re-election bid in October. Now, 11 women made charges of sexual harassment against Governor Cuomo, according to a report from the Attorney General's office. However, 5 district attorneys chose not to press charges against him. They said the witnesses were credible, but not enough to bring the charges. This has led to the governor's supporters saying he is certifiably innocent and has every right to bring charges against the Attorney General that could even lead to her disbarment. One more thing. There's talk Governor Cuomo will seek another term as governor, as an independent. And with $16.4 million in his campaign kitty and universal name recognition, bad or good, he'd be a force to be reckoned with if he chooses to run. Back to you, Sean.
John Gizzi live in Washington. John, thank you.
All right, let's bring in our panelists for a reaction. We are joined by Rich Valdes, host of This Is America podcast with Rich Valdes. Also with us, Newsmax contributor Tom Borelli, alongside former New York Congresswoman Nan Hayworth. Panelists, welcome this Friday. Nan, we'll start with you, actually. Based on John's reporting there and what you know to be true about the Cuomo family here, do you think we could see Andrew Cuomo run again for political office?
Oh, I think it's entirely plausible, Emma. Andrew Cuomo has a tremendous network of powerful supporters who care primarily about fiscal issues when it comes right down to it. Given that, there's a very far left dominance in the New York State legislature, I think there are a lot of people who are more middle of the road who would like to see Andrew Cuomo in office again. Arguably, A.G. James could have had a conflict of interest, but all that said, Governor Cuomo, then governor, signed into law a statute that basically said if you make people uncomfortable in a workplace, that's a problem. So he is not out of the woods yet politically.
Yeah, Tom Borelli, following this story, I mean, so many allegations came forward from several women, 11 that John Gizzi's report pointed out, and they were all found to be credible, even according to the county officials. How many times has he been charged? 0. Any interest there in him stepping down, never being charged, now possibly suing back the AG and maybe running for office again? Your thoughts on that?
Sean, I believe Andrew Cuomo is now going on offense, clearly, as John Gizzi reported, 5 for 5 with respect to no charges being brought against Mr. Cuomo. So that gives him a leg up. And he's really going to be, going retaliation against Letitia James. And his argument that she did this for her to be governor, I mean, everybody knows AG stands for aspiring governor, in addition to attorney general. So I believe he has a good argument. This is all about rehabilitating his reputation. And I do think he will run again, because what else is the man going to do? What do politicians do? They just love to run for office regardless of their background. And James made a big mistake. When you shoot at the king, you must kill him. I think that was Ralph Waldo Emerson who said that. She knocked him off his throne, but he is still politically alive, and I expect him to make a comeback.
Well, we'll wait and see what Andrew decides to do alongside his brother, Chris Cuomo, who we know is no longer at CNN. But speaking of his former employer, a new CNN poll shows that Joe Biden's approval rating is tanking, dropping down to 41%. Many disapproving of how he handles the economy, as well as crime and COVID-19. And check this out here. This number really stood out to a lot of people. There's some context here. The CNN poll initially found that 58% of people disapproved with Biden's performance in office. And of that 58%, 56% say the president hasn't accomplished anything in his first year, which they approve. Rich Valdes, some tough polling for the president.
You know, I look at this and I think it took the train wreck of a presidency of Joe Biden to get an honest headline out of CNN. This, to me, is indicative of problems that are going to continue to come down the pike for Biden. And it's a dynamic duo that he's got. It's him and Kamala Harris. I like to think of them as bad and worse. I don't see this getting better anytime soon.
Yeah, that's well said. I think we've got just enough time for the three of you to weigh in on your Super Bowl picks. Again, we got to end this on a positive note. Nan Hayworth, start with you.
I don't even know who's playing.
That's fine. What's the football snack, the Super Bowl snack that you're most looking forward to?
Cincinnati and L.A., by the way.
Oh, Cincinnati for sure. My dad's from Ohio, so there you go.
Me too.
All right, Tom?
I'll go for Cincinnati because it's in the great state of Ohio and LA's in California.
And Rich Valdes?
I say, let's go, Brandon.
Okay. That's close to Bengals.
I know you might say that.
There we go. Thank you, panelists. Rich Valdes, Tom Borelli, and Nan Hayworth. We appreciate it.